what we do here is go back.
Hello there guys, AzuriJF here. This is going to be a little bit of a different video because I am recording my voiceover live and I am not following a script or whatever. But anyway, here's what I am doing in this video. So, as you guys already know, or probably know, this is a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. And judging from the title of this video, this is an average of 12, which means average of 12 solves. I'm going to be solving this thing for 12 times. And I just wanted to do this video because I wanted to talk about Rubik's Cubes in general. You see, even if at first glance this puzzle seems very intimidating, it's not really that hard to solve it once you grasp the fundamentals of solving the cube. As you can see in this first solve of mine, it's a little bit on the slower side, but you know, around 30 seconds is not even a bad time if you ask me. And every solve that I do, I then shuffle the cube, inspect it, and then once I inspect the cube, which is just me figuring out what's the best possible course that I'm going to, then I press the timer once again and I start moving the cube. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the process here. I'm not going to teach you guys how to because there's a lot of videos out there already about how you can solve the Rubik's Cube. I mean, I would not even be a really good teacher when it comes to solving a Rubik's Cube because I don't really know how to teach, and I haven't really learned every technique that is out there. But yeah. Basically, the idea behind solving the Rubik's Cube is you don't solve all of the colors, all of the sides at the same time. Rather, you start on one layer, you know. Since this is a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, we can separate this cube into 3 sections: the bottom, the middle, and the top. And what I am doing here is I am solving the first layer. How I do this is I basically create a cross of one color, and then once I do that, I would either solve all 2 layers at the same time, you know, the first 2 layers at the same time. But there's a method that beginners use which is called like beginner's method, which solves the first, then the second, then the third layers. Now, what I'm using here is called the F2L method, which is first 2 layers. And basically what we do here is you solve the first 2 layers at the same time. And it's definitely much faster than a beginner's method, because the beginner's method you do it one by one. With the F2L, you're able to solve the first 2 layers at the same time, which is a really, really big game changer for a lot of cubers out there. That's the term for the people that solve Rubik's Cubes, by the way. Cubers. And once you do that, all that's left to do is the third layer. And the third layer, the one thing that you want to do first is to make sure that all yellow stickers are facing up to the top. And once you have all the yellow colors up, what you're going to do is you're going to orient and permute those pieces to fit the corresponding places. And once you do that, you've got a fully solved cube. I know it's not really much of a great explanation, but I'm just going with what I'm going here, you know. I'm doing this live, I don't really have much of a basis. I actually have no idea what number of solve I am doing right now, but number 5 is my fastest solve in this entire average of 12 that I'm doing here. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, probably some of you guys are thinking that, wow, you can solve this thing pretty quick. And yeah, no. Anyway, this is the fastest time that I've had. This is the 5th solve, actually, 25.64. Anyway, back to the topic. You're probably thinking, hey, you can solve that pretty quickly. And I might be inclined to say that, yes, I can, but compared to the pros out there that do this for a living, I am way behind, to be honest, you know. You've got world records that go 4 seconds. 4 seconds solving this thing, while I'm over here just solving it around sub 30 seconds. And even more than 30 seconds sometimes, you know. So, I am definitely far behind when it comes to time in solving this thing. The learning process of the Rubik's Cube is not too hard, to be honest. Like, it took me a week to learn how to solve this thing. 3 days was focused on the first layer. 2 days was focused on the second layer, which is the easiest part to solve with the Rubik's Cube, by the way, the second layer. And then the third layer was the one where I just was so confused. Even if like the 3 days that remained, those were really annoying to do. But eventually I managed to do my first solve, and I was so ecstatic, you know. I was taught by one of my classmates about how to solve this thing, because during our 8th grade, Rubik's Cubes were becoming a fad in our school because some dude introduced us to Rubik's Cubes, and then after that, a lot of other people revealed that they knew how to solve the Rubik's Cube, and others also wanted to learn how to. And it just sparked a community within our school, like a subgenre. We like, it doesn't matter who you are or what your social status is, there's probably going to be that one person in each social status that knows how to solve this thing, and I was one of the few people that learned this. No, I'm not actually one of the few people. I'm one of the many people that learned this thing. I actually don't know how I compared to others, but I'm pretty sure I'm just in the average level. Hell, maybe I'm even in like below average compared to the other speed cubers out there. My friends could be able to solve this thing for like less than 20 seconds. Meanwhile, I'm over here solving it around 40 seconds. That was my time back then. That was my best times, 40 seconds. First solve I ever did was around a minute and 40 seconds, and then it just eventually downgraded and downgraded until I was able to reach sub 30 seconds, which is my main time period to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. And you might also notice that, hey, there's another cube right beside my laptop right there. It's 2x2. Yeah, that is the 2x2 Rubik's Cube puzzle. Now you're probably going to be asking now, so what, is that easier? Is that harder? Well, it's an easier version of the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. It's called the Pocket Cube, officially. 2x2 Pocket Cube. You know, the 3x3 is called the Rubik's Cube, the 2x2 is called the Pocket Cube. 4x4, I believe, is called a Master's Cube, I think. And then the 5x5 is the Professor's Cube. But I have not yet learned the 5x5. I've only learned the 4x4 so far, but I'm not really that great with the 4x4 yet. Even if I've been learning this for like 5 years, I still have not managed to do a fast solve on a 4x4. You know, less than 1 minute is my ideal time, but I haven't gotten to that point just yet. But anyway, yeah, this whole Rubik's Cube puzzle thingy was super fun at the time. Like, I remember seeing a lot of videos regarding these puzzles, and I was like, whoa, that is so cool, I want to learn that. And eventually I did learn them, and I was like, okay, now that I've learned it, it's about time that I get myself my own Rubik's Cube. The very first 3x3 Rubik's Cube that I had that was like legit amazing to use was a I forgot what it's called. I think it was the Goguan Yu Xiao. It's a really good brand from China. Every single good brand of Rubik's Cubes always comes from China. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what. Like, China was the really good cube maker back in those days. I don't know who it is right now. I haven't been able to step into the community ever since I quit messing around with Rubik's Cubes. But yeah, China was the #1 manufacturer of these things because they were so good at it, you know. They were knockoffs, yes, but the knockoffs, this is the one rare instance where buying a knockoff is much more better than buying the original puzzles, which is owned by Rubik and this company called V-Cube. Oh, by the way, this is the longest solve I had, which is the 11th solve. It was really bad, I have no idea why. Anyway, yeah, China was the #1 manufacturer of this thing. And it's amazing, you know. Like, it's amazing to think that, oh hey, this is the one country that we all know that's like, oh, they got bad products because they're knockoffs. But no, in this case, the Rubik's Cube is a really good product if it comes from China. So yeah, this is the final solve now. I was really brought down by that last solve because it was 40 seconds. I've never gotten a 40-second solve in a long while, and it was annoying to see that. because I was so used to being sub 30. But anyway, this is the very last solve, which is 28 seconds. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This is a really weird commentary, by the way. I'm not really great at it with being live and, you know, recording on the fly. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, that's all I have to say. This is AzertyJF signing out. I might do more of these in the future. Who knows? Alright, see ya.